me whispering that one line doesn't copyright me. Anyways, hello friendos. It's travel time, baby. I have been itching to go back to New York. It's just so fun over there. The first night I arrived, my home skillet biscuit Anastasia took me to dinner, where we got some incredible ramen. It came with a ladle, and I felt like a chef. The next morning, we got the most expensive bagel I've probably ever purchased. It was like $16. It did have smoked salmon, but dang, New York, those prices. After getting that grub, it was time to walk to Central Park. This park is absolutely gorgeous and huge. 843 acres. While we didn't explore the whole thing, we definitely explored a lot. You know that song, "These boots are made for walking," and that's just what they'll do. Well, let me tell you something, my boots were not made for walking. I know I'm smiling on the outside, but the pain was real on the inside. So, moral of the story, please make sure to wear good footwear when you visit New York. We swung by the Met, the largest and most visited art museum in America. Except I didn't go inside. And that's because we had to catch the subway and head to the Brooklyn Bridge before sunset. But we needed a bathroom break, so we made a quick stop at a brewery to grab a toilet, where we also happened to grab a flight of beers. I'm not much of a drinker, so my friend had to finish mine. Okay, Brooklyn Bridge time. It's famous because it used to be the longest suspension bridge in the world. It was pretty crowded walking through there, and I was shocked to see a bunch of vendors on the bridge as well. So if you're craving to eat a churro on the bridge, have no fear, someone will be selling it here. Then we finished off the night at a famous restaurant called Juliana's. All we had to do was wait in line for an hour and a half for this pizza joint. But I suppose it was worth it. What was really worth it were these bedtime cuddles with this cutie right here. The next night, we ventured out to Little Italy, where we ate at a Spanish restaurant. Yes, I know it doesn't make sense, but the tapas were delightful. For dessert, we went to a spot that sold different flavored tres leches cakes. I had never seen anything like this before. I mean, I've had tres leches before, but never seen so many different and unique flavors, like mint chocolate chip and tiramisu. Since I went to New York during the Christmas season, I saw Little Italy also had a pop-up Santa store. Wow, there was a lot of Santa stuff. You could probably get lost in here if you're not careful. And it was a 2-story building, so it was decorated on both floors. They legit had an elevator to access the additional decorations. That same night, my friend convinced me to eat again, so we got a hot pot style meal from Chinatown. was solid. I remember seeing a huge line for the bathroom, so I wondered if there was some cool secret thing in there, but I didn't have the patience to wait in line to find out. I almost bought butterbeer, but I think they sold it in packs of 4, and I only had a carry-on luggage, so didn't work out this time. We also saw the Lego store, but it wasn't as big as I was expecting it to be. Still pretty cute store though. Just when I thought I had enough of the Christmas stuff, my friend told me about this restaurant that is decked out with decorations. We went there and yeah, she was not kidding. Those lights were quite assaulting to my eyes. It was so crowded, we didn't stay long, so we just did a quick walkthrough. But wait, there's more. We went to NBC Studios to check out the famous Rockefeller Christmas tree that was lit up at night. Did you know to get this Rockefeller tree, they find a giant tree somewhere, cut it down, and then fly it over to Manhattan? Yeah, imagine randomly seeing a giant tree in the sky. It would be quite a sight. Right next to the studio is FAO Schwartz, a toy store iconic for having such a great selection of toys. They even had a whole level dedicated to Barbie, which I forgot to film, my bad. Now it was time to chill for the night. We took the subway to a restaurant my friend recommended and got a sweet cocktail. And that was a wrap for the night. The next day, I spent most of the time studying in the New York Public Library. It was also nice and quiet. After that, I rewarded myself with some hot chocolate topped with a toasted toffee marshmallow. Yum. This was one of the vendors in Bryant Park during the Winter Village. During the holiday season, in addition to Christmas markets, Bryant Park also had an ice skating rink as well. It was free to go skating, so you could bring your own skates, or else you'd need to pay to rent some. Then my friend and I popped on over to Times Square. What were we doing there? We decided to catch the Harry Potter Broadway show. And it was so wonderful. The effects were phenomenal, so I highly recommend it. I even decided to buy their extremely overpriced butterbeer frap. Time for some touristy stuff. We got some gorgeous views of the skyline in the morning. We had a bit of a later start to our day, but seeing the Statue of Liberty was on our list. We took the subway to the port and arrived there around 3 p.m. We just barely made it onto the last ferry to the statue. The views were just beautiful on the way over. And yeah, it was a bit windy. The only thing is we didn't realize that our ticket included a trip to Ellis Island. And since visiting hours ended at 5 p.m., we definitely did not have time to do both. Of course, we chose to see the statue, but at least the one perk of picking the last time of the day meant that we got to see the sunset. And on the way back, we got a night view of the statue as well. We were pretty cold at this point, so we ventured over to this nearby attraction with all the colorful lights. It was way warmer in here and very fun to watch people ride these electronic fishies. I almost rode it myself, but I was hungry, so we left to eat. Then we went to Kat's Deli, famous for their pastrami and corned beef sandwiches. Their matzo ball soup is also fantastic. Luckily, the line wasn't too long, but it's also because their service there is incredibly fast. Afterwards, we went to a special Q&A panel with Guillermo del Toro. He was chatting about his film Pinocchio. Last thing of the night was going to this bar, which was very trendy, and I felt a little underdressed. It even had a randomly cool dining area that spins like a carousel. Wahoo! The next day, we went to Chelsea Market, located in the heart of New York City's meatpacking district. There is so much food here, and you can pretty much get any type of cuisine you want. We ended up getting tacos, and they were so delicious. I tried the beef and chicken tacos. You really can't beat food that is made fresh right in front of you. Next door, we went to Starbucks. But not just any Starbucks. Starbucks Reserve Roastery. Starbucks Reserve has a series of premium cafes that sell unique, high-quality coffees compared to a traditional Starbucks. I don't even like coffee really, but I love the Starbucks Reserve experience. They are in select locations all around the world. And just check it out, the vibes in here are way cooler. Then we went to the Little Island, which is exactly what it sounds like. Little Island is a man-made island park in the Hudson River west of Manhattan. It's actually pretty cool because it's a fun little getaway from the city, but still right in New York City. The island park even had cool activities, so of course I was going to participate in them. This one was so fun. I even convinced my friend to do it as well. Did I forget to mention I'm a natural hula hooper? This little island park was so cute to walk through. Our last stop of the day was walking through the High Line, a public park built on a 1.45-mile-long elevated rail structure on Manhattan's west side. The High Line was founded by neighborhood residents in 1999 to prevent the elevated rail track from being demolished. Wow, New York keeps surprising me with all of these cool little green spaces. At the end of the High Line, we saw the Vessel, a giant landmark with a spiraling staircase. It has 154 intricately interconnecting flights of stairs, almost 2,500 individual steps and 80 landings. And with that, we're gonna call it a night. On the last full day of my trip, I couldn't help myself and saw another Broadway show. This time it was Beetlejuice, and it was an absolute hoot. I don't think I've ever seen an audience laugh so hard at a musical before. Afterwards, I saw a comedy show, and one of the comedians was influencer Lucas Arnold, so you may recognize him from Instagram or TikTok. And sadly, it was time to pack up. I got to hang out quickly with another friend, take the train with her, and then prep for my flight home. New York is definitely a place you can't get bored in, but it's also not a cheap destination. Welcome to New York, welcome to New York. Nonetheless, it was an awesome trip.